First off, I want to say that this video is clickbait, not even gonna pretend like it's not. You know damn well, I'm gonna play Trails into Reverie when it drops this July. If you've been watching the channel, you know I've been on my Trails arc. I've already beaten Trails from Zero, Trails to Azure, Trails of Cold Steel 3, all in this year, and I'm currently playing Trails of Cold Steel 4 as I'm talking to you right now. The truth is, I'm not going to play Trails into Reverie on Nintendo Switch. Long story short, because I'm afraid of the performance. That's the main reason. I'm not even going to waste your time. To tell you how I arrived at this decision, let me expand on my current experience with Trails of Cold Steel 4. This is a solid port. As I'm playing through it right now, most areas in the game run smooth. However, there are certain spots that heavily dip in frame rate, and usually it's not a super big deal for me, but in Trails of Cold Steel 4, there is one area that was just so disappointing when I got to it. That spot is Crossbell City. This area is important to me because it's where Trails from Zero and Azure take place, two of the best games in the franchise. Crossbell is such a nostalgic city for me, so when the main cast says that they have to go there, I was excited to see Crossbell in full 3D for the first time, just for my expectations to be shattered. They could have had any other spot in the game run poorly except Crossbell City, and I would have felt better. I mean, damn, I can't even move the camera around Crossbell without the game freaking the hell out. I don't know whether I should blame NIS America, the ones who ported Cold Steel 4, or if I should blame the aging Nintendo Switch hardware. All I know is that my experience is making me play Trails into Reverie on PC this July. It will probably run smoother on there. Like I said, most of this game, this Trails of Cold Steel 4 port to Nintendo Switch, is solid. It's just that this low was so low for me, it kind of pissed me off. I do have a Steam Deck though, so I'll still be able to play Trails into Reverie portably, which is cool. Since we've gotten that out of the way, I can now talk about Trails into Reverie, since I want a dedicated video on the channel for this game, since I won't be able to make a first impressions video near release, simply because I'm still trying to get through Cold Steel 4, Reverie's predecessor. I truly believe Reverie is the greatest game to drop this year. I know a lot of y'all just gave me that raised eyebrow, but listen, let me explain, because I know I'm hyping it up, right? Trails is a series that gives the more you put into it. Trails fans know, but I'll briefly explain what Reverie means for the series. Trails into Reverie concludes the Cold Steel arc and Crossbell arcs. The Cold Steel games are 1 through 4, and the Crossbell arc is the Zero Azure duology. Reverie is a major cap-off for the series, so as you can imagine, if you've played the 6 games I've previously mentioned, you're eating good, and if you've played the Trails in the Sky trilogy, you're eating better. Most likely, it will be the last time, or a while before we see Reen, the protagonist of the Cold Steel games, and Lloyd, the protagonist of the Crossbell arc. As you can probably so obviously tell, Reverie is not for the faint of heart. It is for a Trails fan who's dedicated their time to the Trails games. It builds upon a story that has been told for a decade, and also sets up the future of Trails because the series isn't over yet. We have the Kuro no Kiseki games coming on the way. I would say it's worth it to take the time for this franchise with some caveats. I'm working on a video talking about my problems with Trails of Cold Steel 4 because besides the certain frame rate issues, there is some problems with the plot, even for someone like me who loves these characters, and it has amazing world building, right? That's what Trails is known for. I have to call out some of the crap in this plot for a video. Despite all that, lastly, I wanted to talk about what I'm most excited for in Trails into Reverie, because this game has a lot to be excited for. Lots of epic minigames are turning, but for me, what takes the cake is the true Reverie corridor. Trails has some of the coolest characters in Jrpgs, like I've mentioned earlier. That's just how it is for me. And the corridor is basically a dungeon that allows you to form parties from the multitude of characters across the Trails series. Pretty much, it's like a dream come true for a Trails fan. Characters who would not have met normally have unique conversations within the true Reverie corridor, and in the corridor, you can unlock episodes for characters if you want to learn more about them. For me, this dungeon is amazing because I'm probably one of the few people that says the highlight of Trails is the characters and combat system. The story is always good, and in some games the story is marvelous, like Trails to Azure, but I love the characters in this series and fighting with them, more so than anything else. Just the thought of having Laura, Rixia, Arios, and Aurelia on the same team is enough to make me buy this game instantly. If you're a Trails fan, check out some of my previous videos on Trails, and check out my upcoming video on Trails of Cold Steel 4 when it drops. As always, thank you so much for watching the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.